radio friends, on Friday, August the 29th. This is the last Friday of August of 2014. Can you believe
amazing.
that?
That is.
Heather Harlan is here. Heather, we were talking. The older you get, the faster time goes by.
Yeah, it does.
The faster it goes.
Yes.
I can't believe that that Monday is Labor Day. So this is a long weekend for a lot of people.
Yeah, that's great.
But Heather is here from the Phoenix Program, Inc.
Yes.
And we're talking about teenagers today, right?
Yeah, we want to, we're right on the eve of Recovery Month, which is in September. And so if folks want to find out more about Recovery Month, that's the website is, let me double check that. It's www.recoverymonth.gov.
So Recovery Month deals with recovering
from substance use disorders and mental health issues, too.
Yeah.
So it's kind of that broad umbrella, but people find some great resources there. And it's really a time to pause and observe the fact that behavioral health is integral. It's really vital to overall health. Mm-hmm. Prevention works. Treatment is effective. People can and do recover. So one of the things that we've known for a long time is that earlier interventions give better results. We know that from cavities to cancer. The earlier you intervene, the better. Mm-hmm. So with school starting up, we kind of really wanted folks to listen, and I hope your listeners and your viewers will think about sharing this information with people who work with teens or teenagers. How do we tell if it's what we would call teen angst or if it's illness?
How can you tell between the two? Because they would have the same symptoms?
What's some of the challenging issues that often come you associate with teenage years?
Being moody.
Yeah.
Being moody, maybe having an attitude, not sleeping.
Yeah.
Changing your friends, or who was a friend one day is not a friend the next day, or you're interested in something else real quick, or maybe even being bored.
Yeah, exactly. And so that's really, we've come to learn that that's part of sort of traditional teen development and adolescent development. But how do we know? But also those could be red flags for mental health issues.
So how can you tell?
Yeah.
How can a parent or a grandparent or a caring aunt or uncle tell the difference between the two?
And that's what I'm going to tell you. So there are 3 points I want you to remember, and I hope your listeners will. There are 3 kind of guide markers. And they spell ILL, I-L-L, so you can remember it. And that stands for intensity, length of time, and is it limiting? So by intensity, well, how strong is it? Let's say you've got a teenage boy and he broke up with his girlfriend. He's heartbroken. Well, that's one thing to be depressed and sad about that for a couple of days, but what if he's crying, and that's very unusual behavior for him. It's really intense. And then we move to the second thing, which would be the length of time.
But wait a minute, let's back up just a minute, because you said, what if he's crying? Isn't crying good for you?
Sure.
Crying's okay. Crying is good
Absolutely. But again, that moves us to the second part, which is the length of time. Has he been really upset for a couple of days, or has this been going on for 6 or 7 weeks where he's crying in his room every day?
So if it's a couple of days or maybe even a week, it might just be normal.
You're mourning. It's grief.
But if it goes on for several months, then you got a problem.
Yeah, so you're looking at, so how long has this behavior gone on, that I might be concerned about? So we have the intensity, we have the length of time, and finally, L stands for limiting. Is it limiting that young person's normal routine? So is someone so down and depressed and brokenhearted that he quits the team, or he doesn't go out to band anymore? He's too sad to get up and go to school, or he quits most of his normal activities and he's not taking up new interests. So when we put those things together, those are things for parents and adult caregivers and teachers and coaches and youth pastors to all look at, but it's also something for us to gather that information to share with healthcare providers as well.
If your child is doing this and it goes on for a month, let's say a month, what do you do? How do you approach it?
Well, if there's any substance use at all, tobacco, alcohol, or any other drugs, you can call Phoenix Programs and we can do a screening and we can begin to look at these issues together to see how much substance use might be influencing that behavior. If you are absolutely sure there's no substance use, not even tobacco, then you could find some help in their listings on the website from the Missouri Department of Mental Health that could help guide you to sources of help, perhaps just to do a screening the way people screen for cancer or other illnesses, we have screenings that we can do for mental health issues too, and they could get their child screened as well.
And mental health is really a very serious thing.
Yeah.
As we saw last month, what happened with Robin Williams, such a beloved performer, a good person who cared so much about other people, went out of his way to make other people happy, but he hid that sadness from the world.
Yeah, and many people knew about his issues in terms of his being in recovery from substance use. A lot of people did not know that lifelong wrestling that he had with depression. So again, we want those markers of intensity, length of time, and is it limiting this young person's activities? And another marker would be if a lot of times we associate with depression, especially with young people, maybe sadness or immobility. Actually, irritability is often a more common behavior for young people, or often men, as irritability may be present in depression. So to not just say, well, it's just that grumpy teenager. Again, if this is going on and on for a long time, it's something else to look at.
Let's say somebody listening to us right now feels that perhaps some of these signs that we're talking about is them, that they're experiencing. How can they deal with this? How can they come to terms and say, I need some help?
I think reaching out for professional help is always a good place. If there's substance use involved, they're welcome to call me at Phoenix Programs, 573-875-8880, and it's really important to have my extension number, 2142. And then reaching out to, if there's no substance use involved, then maybe again on the Missouri Department of Mental Health website, they could find some different places where they could reach out and get some help.
And there is help available. There is help available for everybody.
Yeah, yes.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so they could find Phoenix Health Programs on Facebook. You can find us on our website, www.phoenixprogramsinc. And again, as I said, give us a call. And we do still have a Monday night family group. A lot of those family members are parents of teens and young adults.
And it's free of charge.
That's free.
You get
Every
together
Monday,
and you.
It won't be Monday Labor Day, but
okay, so
except
it'll be
for those
it
Monday
won't be
holidays,
this coming Monday.
6 to 8,
It'll be
Phoenix
next
Programs.
Monday.
You don't need to register. Just come on down.
Okay,
And either your
right.
loved one's in treatment or you're looking for help for yourself as a family member.
Heather Harlan, thank you so much for
Thank
coming
you.
by. And happy Labor Day to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Be careful if you're going to be driving.
Okay,
All right?
absolutely.
Monday on Labor Day, we have Larry Brown with us, singer-storyteller. He'll share a great yarn. Our program directed by Travis McMillen of the Reynolds Journalism Institute. Audio is Pat Akers from KBIA. Our floor director is Daniel Shapiro. And our assistant producer and guest coordinator, Uncle James Mauser. Have yourself a good weekend and be careful if you're going to be out on the road.